Join me this time from Omaha, Nebraska, someone who's definitely not a Mameluke. He's Dr. Mark Christian. He is president of the Global Faith Initiative. And more importantly, perhaps from our viewers' perspective, he is a former Muslim who converted to Christianity, a former Egyptian Muslim, I should say. And his family members are high-ranking members of the Muslim Brotherhood. His uncle is a co-founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. Let me welcome Dr. Mark Christian. Dr. Christian, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for not putting me on that list.
First of all, I assume that is a name that you're not born with, Mark Christian, as a...
Yeah, it's a kind of hard to be born with Mark Christian when you're born in a Muslim family in Egypt. My name was Muhammad, like many other people, and I'm not going to mention my last name at this time.
Okay. You are someone that has a very important message for the American people, not just the American people, the entire world, because you... your family, high-ranking members of Muslim Brotherhood, your uncle, a co-founder, you know the game from the inside out. First of all, and I say game, I use that term loosely. First of all, why did you convert from Islam to Christianity?
Very long journey of faith. Grew up very devout Muslim, believing in Islam 100% and practicing it to the teeth, fasting Ramadan, memorizing the Quran. Even I was acting as an imam before I reached 13 years old. Then when I was around 20th, I started digging more into the theology and history of Islam, and things did not make sense, and I started distancing myself from Islam bit by bit, and I lived away from God for about 7-8 years, and still I needed God in my life. Then I started a new journey to find out the truth, and that led me to the truth of life, which is Jesus Christ.
All right. Now, switching gears here, you have said that there's a jihad. Jihad has a secret weapon against America. It is a stealth weapon, you say. What is that secret stealth weapon jihad has against America?
Islamics, since the beginning of the Islamic Empire, when Muhammad started it back in Medina, they followed the same strategy when they invade another nation or try to take over another civilization. They first send some insurgents into that society, and then followed by an attack, or what they call it, ghazwa, and then they follow after that by a stealth jihad to finish the job. And this is exactly what happened in the United States. Before 9/11, and 9/11 was their ghazwa, and since then they are following with the civilization jihad to change America from the way it is to be more complicit and more abiding with the Islamist and the Islamic ruling and Islamic agenda.
All right, related to that, directly related, you have said that this stealth jihad is exploiting America's liberal policies, America's liberal ideology. Can you be specific?
Muslim Brotherhood look at the United States as three things: government and military, which is one thing, and also the second part is the religious institution, and the third part is college and new generation. And they are working tirelessly and very hard by dedicating three main organizations. The first one, CARE, Council of Islamic Relationship, American Islamic Relationship, and that organization is focused mainly on influencing the government and the military by the Islamic agenda. You have Islamic Society of North America is the second organization entitled to influence the religious institution of the United States of America through their affecting the churches, synagogues, and community groups. And the third one, and the most effective one, is the Muslim Student Association, MSA. Their job is to work on college campuses. They have a chapter in every college campus in the United States. I encourage anybody who has kids in school or grandkids in school, check their school and see if they have an MSA chapter on it. Also, they participate in writing the textbooks for grade schools and so forth. So they are trying to change the mindset and brainwash America from within by attacking those three main parts of the United States and changing the mindset of America.
What about this doctrine of immigration that you talk about with the Muslim Brotherhood?
You can see that for ages before 9/11 and even before that by 10 years, most of the immigrants to the United States and to the West are people who are running away from the bondage of Islam and the hostility of the Islamic governments to the freedom that they can cherish in the West. But that changed tremendously in the last decade or two. what we have been seeing lately is the influx of immigration from Islamists who are trying to influence the United States. So it's not about the numbers, even though the numbers are very scary, but you can look at those numbers and you look at the influence of every person coming here in the United States right now and what their agenda they are coming with. It is very scary.
All right, so Dr. Mark Christian, there's a stealth jihad. The Arab world has a large attention span, and the American society has a nanosecond attention span. That's important here in this war of ideology, this war on terror, is it not?
Definitely, 100%. One of the sayings that Ayman al-Zawahiri said one day that says the West have their watches in their hands and we have the time on our side. What he means by that they don't care about how long it's going to take. They know that Americans, they know that the West does not focus much, on events until, just maybe an hour or two after it's done or a couple of years after 9/11. But things change back quickly to where it was. And then very quickly, they tend to back to their way of life and so forth. And they don't pay attention to what's going on around them whatsoever.
What do you say to those that say, wait a minute now, there's just a small bit of radicals, like in any other religion, there's a small bit of radicals within the Muslim faith. They're creating the problems. Guys like Dr. Mark Christian are alarmist in throwing all people of the Muslim faith under the bus with this alarmism.
I'm not alarmist whatsoever. I'm actually working hard and tirelessly to keep America safe and to be a spokesman for the Muslims who are not willing to work with the jihadists whatsoever. So I'm not alarmist. And to be honest with you, it is not about the numbers. It's not about anything. One or two Muslims can change, Islamist Muslims can change the whole fabric of the United States. You have 19 people in 9/11 changed the history of the United States. So it is about how much dedication those Islamists have when they are coming to the United States and what agenda they have on their side. And to be quite honest with you, they have unlimited resources and unlimited support and dedication that you are not going to see in many Americans nowadays.
Dr. Mark Christian, you have an important message. It's a message that is not getting articulated loud and frequently enough through the American media. We appreciate you joining us and sharing it with our viewers.